Hold on. Let me take a sip.
All right. So eventually we'll get theme music.
Like that's our opener today. Eventually we'll have theme music.
Yeah.
It's got to be like...
we have our show opener anyway.
It's got to be like punk emo.
We need a real band. So if you're a band out there and you want to cut that for us, you let us know.
You want to write us a theme song?
We would love that.
Actually,
so
that
much.
would be so great.
Theme song contest. We need a good prize though.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah.
We're just spitballing.
Like a weekend away on Cape Cod. You could stay in my camper in my yard. It sounds inviting. I know.
Boat rides included.
But if you're a band, you would take that luxury.
That's funny. Probably.
If you ever wanted to go to Cape Cod, we'll get it there. You can park the camper wherever you want.
It's actually not a bad idea. We should. I have stuff I'm just sitting on to do giveaways, and we just haven't done it yet. So
good.
Maybe we'll talk about that.
Yes, please. We're back.
Yeah. How are you doing? Do you want to address anything?
I do. I feel like the new number is 988. I feel like it's a trigger situation for a lot of people.
I will say, let's start with that. This could be a triggering conversation for people that have struggled with depression, mental illness, and suicide.
Yeah. And the new number, once again, 988. Okay. If you need help, if you need someone.
Or skip ahead 10 minutes.
Yep.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So I'm 2 suicides in my life in a month. Yeah. I feel like that's my max capacity for this bullshit to happen. And like very, very close proximity. Not anybody living in my home currently, but it's still my daughter's boyfriend and also my aunt. And it was a surreal situation to get that phone call on Monday.
Yeah.
When we were just before our show. And I was not even ready to process any of the situation. And the week that I had last week was insane.
Yeah.
Like I never care to relive any of what occurred for me last week.
Yeah.
Ever again. Make sure that if you are near the end of your life that you actually take care of your things, not just 1 or 2 things, and make sure that everybody knows where they are. Yep. Unless you want people pawing through everything that you have ever done in your entire life, i.e. me digging through diaries, reading things I never wanted to read, going through someone's personal belongings that I'm like, I do not belong here.
It's got to feel really uncomfortable because it's invasive on somebody's life. And
I hated that.
What's tricky is that it definitely feels like, from what you told me, it definitely feels like it's what she wanted. Like she wanted to finally get some sort of reprieve and relief of letting somebody into kind of her thoughts and her world and the struggles that she was going with.
Yeah.
So I hope that she finds peace in that. And maybe it was not what you wanted, but I'm hoping in some capacity that she has a sense of peace moving on in her next life, that somebody was there to kind of go through her stuff. And I know, but I understand that as somebody who has to like actually live with that on a daily basis, I had to have been absolutely
it was awful.
Awful.
Yeah. And just to see how much she needed help.
Yeah.
That she never reached out to get the help that she needed was really upsetting, especially since this is someone that I spent time with. We spent as a family time together.
Yeah.
And it was just really upsetting.
I'm really glad we're talking about it. I think we often discuss mental health and we often discuss so many important things that touch us personally around mental health. So I just want to commend you. I know we went through the first suicide with your daughter's boyfriend, and I really left it up to you. Like, it's something, if you want to bring it to the table, let's talk about it. If you don't, and it's personal, then we don't have to talk about it. And I just commend you for being so open about it and vulnerable and saying, hey, this is something that I'm a half a step away from and I deal with. And because I think it'll resonate, and I think it's important to kind of talk about in the scope of mental health entirely. I mean, this is just the most extreme and unfortunately the most awful.
And one was 22. So it's like, it's just so upsetting that you have your whole life ahead of you and you can't see past this spot. And then my aunt was 58.
Yeah.
Like you're not ready for the grave yet. And you've already been through all these things and you've, succeeded and you're doing well in all of these aspects. But in other aspects, you're not doing well and you're
Yeah.
not asking for help. And she was in the medical field.
Yeah. That's
Like that. It's
crazy.
just wild to me that you're aware of it. You feel every ounce of this and you're not reaching out for help. And that's just truly upsetting. I feel like it is one of those things that just slipped through the cracks and it was just kind of not noticed.
I think everybody has demons and I think everybody has struggles, and somebody's struggles might be more obvious than others
Yeah.
to an outside world. But I will always implore somebody to ask for help. And if you can't find a professional to ask for help, start talking to your friends and have them try and help you.
I just want people to understand that when you do this, you're obviously ending your pain, but you're creating pain for a host of people, like a team of people that are now grieving you.
So so it's super interesting because this is not anything that I've personally experienced, and
Yeah,
I
I
don't
just
have
find it
any.
selfish, and I'm upset
I don't
about
have
it.
any professional or educated things to say on it, but
Yeah.
what I can say is there is an interesting theory when you're talking to somebody who attempted and failed
Mhm.
or is thinking about attempting. One of the first questions they ask is, well, why not? And one of the um, comments of, I would say, like, assurance that they're have a recovery ahead of them is when they say, I don't want to do that to my family. It's a sense
Mhm.
of guilt, and a sense of they recognize that it can be a selfish act, and that level of empathy for their people is kind of what stops them from going through with it. And that
Mhm.
end of empathy is what pushes them into it. So it's an interesting comment that you say that, because that is kind of for those that have to live with it, right?
Yeah.
There's that confusion. And for
Yeah.
those that go through it, that was that tipping point where they decided they didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just so awful.
Right. Yeah, so I'm still really just not processing any of this at this
You
point.
don't have to, of course.
And yeah, it's like you're talking about it from the outside.
Yeah.
Yesterday when it kind of really hit me personally,
Yeah.
just sitting there and I was a little bit catatonic and I don't think my husband knew what to do with me because I'm
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I don't know what to help you with.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Yeah.
And there really wasn't a moment where I felt okay or it's just please 988 if you need help, get help. We are asking for you to please just take a minute in your being upset, in your irrational thinking to just reach out and get someone involved.
Yeah.
It's not going to fix everything today. Oh, I called the number, everything's great, but it might stop you from doing something that really is just you can't come back from.
Yeah.
Heavy, I know. Not exactly how I wanted to start the first day of May, like with
I
sunshine,
know.
May Day, flowers,
It's okay.
Cinco de Mayo,
It's okay.
the Met
The Met
Gala.
Gala.
I wasn't
Well,
ready for all of this, but I'm addressing why our shows were missing, where I
yeah.
was, and
Also why we didn't address why there weren't shows either. I'll say, like, I think, I kept trying to check in on you and make sure you were okay. And I knew you were going through stuff, but I didn't want to necessarily make it obvious that there was something going on
yeah.
either. And, I think it's a tricky spot to
Plus, I
be
was at a
in.
farm in Virginia with no service. No service. I was like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a funny video. Let's all watch this.
Yeah.
No, forget it. Just forget it.
Well,
no service.
I know obviously, like, the pain isn't going to go away overnight in any capacity, but we have this fun little show that we do to create some relief and some comedy and spew some bullshit.
So let's do that.
Should we get into horoscopes first, or get
We
into
can
what's
totally
roasting
get
first?
into horoscopes. I
Let's
know
do
we got a lot
horoscopes
going on
first.
with what's roasting, and we can see
Yeah.
actually, where our week is going to lie because I need a good freaking horoscope, man.
I think we got one coming, my
All right.
dear. Let's go.
Aries, do not let domestic problems interfere with your objectives. Sunday is going to be your day. Taurus, don't delay. Go to your physician, dentist, get to the bottom of your discomfort. Saturday is going to be the day for you. Gemini, travel will be exciting. Thursday is your pick day of the week. Cancer, you're exceptional at presenting your ideas. Your day is Saturday. Leo, your talent will be recognized. Saturday is your day to shine. Virgo, some time spent with that special someone should be your intent. Sunday is the
Ooh.
perfect day for you. Libra, you are not best to confront situations that deal with in-laws or relatives. Stay away from your relatives.
Let your spouse do
That's
that.
it. Yep. Saturday is your day. Scorpio, travel opportunities must be taken advantage of. You've got a lot going on, and a period of change has caused some problems. Saturday is your day. Sagittarius, you've got the get up and go to contribute to a great deal of groups of interest. Saturday is the day for you. It seems like Saturday is everybody's favorite day, except for me, where today is my day. So we'll see. You will be best suited to do things around the house or inviting friends over for a visit. Okay, that's not happening.
You're like, probably not.
Not today. Sorry.
Need a minute.
Aquarius, you might find it difficult to communicate. Tuesday is the day for you. Pisces, your tendency to vacillate will drive everyone crazy.
Oh.
Travel will lead you in new directions, though.
Well, that's not new.
And Saturday is your pick day of the week.
Again?
You got to wait for the weekend. It's Kentucky Derby Day.
Yeah, I got to work this weekend.
What is the 6th of May? Oh, my daughter's 23rd birthday.
Wow. Are you for old, Mom?
Yeah. I'm way old. I'm older than dirt at this point. I'm okay.
Oh, man.
So there you go. That's our horoscopes.
It's our horoscopes. Should we?
Let's roast.
Should we?
We should be roasting.
All right. Well, I thought we'd start off with the Sydney Sweeney Glen Powell drama.
It took me a hot minute when you sent the episode to me. I was like, Sydney Sweeney.
Euphoria.
Not only that, I did like a deep dive into like who she is, and I'm like, why is she's in everything.
I don't necessarily believe in commenting on a woman's body because I don't think it's fair because you can't really control it. But hot damn.
Yeah, right.
That one.
Well, she's got a quirky face.
Who cares? Like all of it is just like I am very straight, but that girl is a beautiful
she's
specimen
a smoke show,
of a human. Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, and the blonde.
But I just couldn't believe the amount of stuff that she was in that I just never really, because she kind of blends into her character.
Yeah, she does.
So I didn't realize that she was in Sharp Objects or White Lotus or...
Oh, yeah, she is in White Lotus.
Yeah, Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, she is in Handmaid's Tale.
And Once Upon a Time
she's
in Hollywood.
Crazy.
Yeah, everything sucks. I mean, I was looking at her thing and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that was her. Oh, wait, that was her.
But what's so great is like, that's what you want an actress to do.
Yeah,
you don't
blend
want them to
into
be
their character.
I think about actresses that are so iconic to who they are. Like the Harry Potter characters. Are such an easy one. Like you cannot see them in anything else besides the one characters they did. Now, mind you, that was like an entire legacy and an entire like literal saga. But at the same time, you can't see Emma Watson doing anything else. You just see Hermione.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now it's going to ruin any future shows or any future things they do because all you can think of when you see Hermione, when you think of Hermione is her.
Yeah.
And Sydney Sweeney's the absolute opposite. Like she didn't like, you don't like Euphoria, you don't like think of her. Zendaya is another good one too. Everybody in that
they
show,
blend.
Actually.
They really do
blend
blend
into their characters. They make the characters, and then you see them do something else. Just such talent.
Well, so the drama with her and her co-star.
Okay, so she's in this new movie. It's a rom-com. I think it's like a Netflix rom-com, so to speak. So now they finished filming, and now they're doing a promotional circuit. And her co-star is I forget his name.
Glen Powell.
Oh,
very attractive.
Duh. Yeah, he's
Top Gun.
Gorgeous.
Very attractive.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I guess they have too much chemistry on the red carpet.
I find that very nice. But it's causing a problem.
It's causing a problem. But what's so interesting to me is that it's right on the heels of, do you remember us talking about how Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon had zero chemistry on the red carpet, and we roasted them. We completely shredded them, and then we were like, "How good is the movie going to be if you guys can't even figure out how to stand next to each other in a way that makes you look like you like each other?" And now these two come out on the red carpet, and they're like all over each other and calling each other pet names, and we're
I think that's her vibe.
That's weird.
Like I feel like that's her vibe. Like she really does get, even in Euphoria, she is like just like somebody's gotta love me.
Well, I think that vibe is working for the movie and probably working for Glen Powell and not working for Glen Powell's now ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, sorry. Girls are too jealous.
No. Take that back. Some girls are too jealous.
Most girls are
Some
too
of
jealous.
us are missing that chip, but most girls are.
You say that, but you don't like to share.
Define share. No. That sounds dirty.
Not that way. I'm just talking about open relationships. You and I have talked about your feelings on like you're whatever.
No, I believe so
You say you're missing that chip, yet
I
you're
mean,
not
like
okay with the relationship being like, all right, I'm gonna go date other people too situation.
I know I'm a believer in monogamy, but that's out of
Yeah.
like trust and security.
Mhm.
But in terms of like I've never been the girl that like loses her mind if her boyfriend's like talking to another girl.
Yeah.
Like I just don't maybe it's like a confidence thing. I've never been that. I've just been
Yeah.
like, you're gonna come home to me or you're not.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Mind you, most of the boys have not come home to me. They have actually gone on to be with other women. So maybe I should learn my lesson. But so maybe I am the broken one. Either way.
Her chip is chipped. Oh, Tori.
At least I'm self-aware.
I don't think that you can be in Hollywood and have a jealous partner. I don't think
That's what
that
it
is
is,
the
right.
ability to go and promote something, have a love scene with
or in a
someone.
small town, but
Well,
that's
you know what I mean?
conversation.
Like
Yes.
that you cannot. You
Yeah.
have to accept a certain level of trust in a relationship with someone that is
Yeah.
an actor.
So Glen
Are
Powell,
they acting with me? Are they acting with you? I think I would
you
not
gotta
be
be
able
very
to deal with that.
self-secure. In
Yeah.
model, Gigi Paris was not self-secure enough. Apparently, she went out to visit them while they were filming. She's supposed to be there a month. She only stayed 2 weeks and they left, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? Of course, she goes on and does what? The classic. Lots of like cryptic Instagram stories and the whole thing, whatever. They're broken up. However, Sydney Sweeney's like, I don't know. I'm
Okay.
engaged.
Yeah, right? She's
They
got
went
a
out to-
man.
They went out to dinner this
You're right.
weekend.
I got a man. I don't know what the problem is, but that's acting. That's
She's like,
a job.
I'm doing, that was my job. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. You guys take a look at the clips of them on the red carpet. There's definitely some like
There has to be some
flirty
chemistry.
energy.
Absolutely. You have to enjoy or like be, involved in that. But that's when you put it to bed and then you go on with your day. I can think of porn stars. How do they go home to their regular spouses after they've been begging?
Such an extreme.
I know. Well, that's why I'm just trying to give you the visual of been banging around all
This is
day.
an
Now I'm coming home to
an R-rated episode today. Been banging around all day.
now I'm coming home to my person.
Okay.
Because that's not just what a relationship is physical chemistry.
Yeah,
That's
no.
not a relationship.
I agree. Like Carl bit a ball and die today. Yes, I agree. I completely agree with you.
I love it. I can't wait for to go see anyone but you.
I totally think this is one of those experiences where the PR team was like, okay, you guys have to be like a little bit flirty, like bring your on-site chemistry because we don't want to
Their
be.
PR team was so excited
We
for this
don't
to
want to
happen.
be the Reese Witherspoon and the Ashton Kutcher, so we're gonna dive in a little bit, and then they took it a little far, and everybody's like, "Ooh, this actually isn't so bad because it's making headlines, and all press is good press, so just keep going, keep causing
Right.
a scene." And
Glen
model
Powell,
Gigi is like, "I'm out," and Glen Powell's like, "I've been single, so what do I care?"
right? And you are so hot, you are fine. You will find the right
You are
one.
so hot, you are fine. Low key, they would be a beautiful, beautiful couple. though.
They would, but
They would
there's
have
so
beautiful
many other
children.
people in the world, and
Her
just,
fiance is not as hot as he is,
No.
but nobody is, truthfully.
no. But maybe he's
The
her
plot.
security blanket. Like maybe her fiance
together
does
for a
the
long
things
time.
that she needs to feel
I'm sure he's
well
great.
adjusted and feel like this is the person
Yeah,
that is going to
I'm-
make me the person I need to be.
I'm sure he's great, but there's more to a relationship than a hot man. It's a nice bonus.
Right. A nice supportive one that does all the things that she wants because she's the hot one in
You
the
know,
relationship.
Yeah. It's the combo though is what we're looking for.
That's it.
Currently
That's
taking
it.
applications.
You too?
Actually, no, I'm like pretty booked and busy lately.
Oh, well then one day that you'll get to share that with us. Moving on to another breakup. I didn't think that Halsey was ever going to stay with the baby daddy.
No, I didn't. I don't think anybody did.
No.
No.
Did you think that? No, nobody did.
I don't even know his name.
Alev Aiden.
Did he come from anywhere in particular?
No,
Okay. So there's no way.
it was amicable. They do have a child together. So, I mean,
Also,
there's that.
Yeah, not that it matters, but is Halsey bi? I think she is. I think she's
I think they,
okay.
they're,
they are
whatever.
Wow, we don't know.
They are living their best life. So good for you, Halsey. Seems amicable.
They say
It
she's
seems-
a screenwriter.
It just for me
What
on
is
the
she write?
outside of this relationship seems like she got pregnant. They kind of stayed together because they were friendly. It never seemed lusty or lovely. You know what I mean?
No.
There was really not much substance to this that they shared with anybody
Not that
anyway.
I think that you need to. When you're in
No.
a secure relationship, you don't need to give us. I mean, give us a taste because we want to know. But you don't have to give us everything. Yeah, but none of this seemed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even their child's not even 2. So
Right.
they've been together for
21
maybe,
months.
yeah. So they've been together for like maybe 3 years. Just pretty
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah. So there's that. Now, the Cyrus family getting even bigger.
Can't believe that.
Yeah. I don't understand.
I didn't know that was a thing.
What?
That that they were together even before getting engaged. Like I didn't
Tish
know.
Cyrus engaged to Dominic Purcell.
Yeah. He was on Prison Break.
He's hot.
Does he have Prison Break? So is he like muscling and tattoos and buzz cut?
Kind
And,
of.
like, I gotta look him up now.
Kind of. He was like the secondary character. Wentworth Miller was the main character in Prison Break, and Dominic Purcell was like the next looking guy. He's my type.
Damn.
Right? Also with the British Australian accent, there's something about the accent. Like really, the body and the whole thing could be different once the accent. Yep. Sign it up. Put it on the package. I'm gold package there.
Interesting.
He's Australian and British.
Well, oh my god, Annie has an accent.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what he looks like. It's the accent.
I was just gonna be like, is he married? Never mind. Literally, Tish Cyrus.
It gets us every time.
Is he tall though? He looks like he's like short and no, he's 6'1".
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's perfect.
He's taking me. I'm gonna move
Good for her because
good for her.
Billy Ray is off with some young thing. So I mean,
again,
yeah, I think good for you, Tish. We're excited for you.
I think the family's excited. People were commenting like his kids and her kids. I think were commenting on the post like, "Yay!"
Good. I'm
Cheers,
glad
exciting.
they're not excited for Billy Ray's girl. So.
Well,
I know. Should be interesting.
everybody's got their thing. I found this really funny quip about Louis Capaldi.
Okay.
He recorded a song with Calvin Harris, and then they lost it. Like he was on a computer, and then it got lost somehow. And I don't really know why I added that today in today's stories, but I just felt like it needed to be known because it was kind of funny.
Louis Capaldi is like so emotional and dramatic and all,
which is kind of why I think like a collab with Calvin Harris would be baller.
But I think it's even funnier that they lost it.
They just
like
lost
it goes to show that it wasn't meant to be.
Just misplaced the recordings from their session. We made it tuned together 2 years ago and something happened to it. He put it on his laptop and then lost it or something.
Right. Like get back into your feelings. That's awesome.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead. It's the big May Day.
It's the big week. I'm so excited.
We're going to be talking about it post.
I know people hate
Met
me this
Gala.
week. People hate me this week, but I'm not even sorry.
You're into fashion and you're into pop culture,
and
so it makes sense.
This is just, and I say this every year, this is the biggest night in fashion, and it's the biggest night in pop culture. Like it really is. Like the stories that come from pop culture from the tonight. I know, just can you not?
I'm giving it to you.
But like think about all of the things we've talked about and the huge moments that have like swept across the entertainment industry that have stemmed from the Met Gala. Whether it's couples together or couples that don't show up together or the looks. I mean, last year, the Marilyn Monroe, Kim Kardashian in the Marilyn Monroe dress was huge. And it went on, the stories from that went on for months and months and months. Like,
True.
It's just the concept
Is it true that they're uninvited?
I don't know. There is some rumor that it's not that they were uninvited, but that they won't be attending.
Okay.
There's no way they were straight up uninvited. The amount of media attention they bring to that event is what has made that event more successful in the last 5 years than it has ever been.
That had any push for Anna Wintour to choose Karl Lagerfeld as the
Well, so I'm wondering if that's why
theme.
they're not going, because they are this, and they have been this wave into like a new era of how we see women in like a way. They were kind of like a complete shepherd of moving away from that like super skinny, tall, barely 100-pound looking
body
female.
positivity movement, yet turned into those people.
I don't disagree with you.
Which
remotely.
is really weird for me to be like, look at me, accept me. You think that is what it is? I have money now,
I
so
think
I'm
it's money and seeing
fix
yourself
the parts that really bothered me.
And I think it's seeing yourself on camera constantly. But I will say, and of course they've gotten really thin, but they still stick to their curvy roots. Like they still maintain curves to them. They just lean out everything else. But I think, and I'll go back and say, like they were a complete shepherd into this thought process where curves are fashionable.
That was where they started, but then they've now everybody's all like,
yeah, they did get really thin. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so it's.
But anyway, going back to the Met, I'm wondering if because they were, I wonder if because they were the shepherd into that change and concept that they're not going to this particular theme. That being said, though, I think Kim Kardashian is so thirsty. She would be, it would just shock me if she was like, I'm standing for this. Like, what?
No.
Be weird.
We know what you're not standing for.
We're talking. It's true. We're talking about the Met Gala that happens the first Monday in May, so it's happening tonight. And we are also talking about the theme this year, which is Karl Lagerfeld, in honor of him. He died in 2019. He had a ridiculously incredible career. Oh my gosh. He started his career at 18. And he went to work on for Balmain and Chloe. And then he was a creative director initially for Fendi. Then he went on to take the helm at Chanel, and he was there for almost 3 decades. And he also started his own label, as we know, Karl Lagerfeld. So he has just been a warhorse in fashion for his whole life, of course. And then he passed away, I want to say 2019 at like 85.
He lived a good life.
However,
he's a nasty human.
However, he was kind of a dick. Very old school thinking, and then way too communicative about it. Like he said like completely things that you cannot say in 2019 that probably were completely true and attributed to his success in I don't know, when was he at Fendi? 65, but like were not relevant in 2019.
And also very Anna Wintour line of thinking also. I feel like she is also in that camp.
Well, yeah, that's probably why she was like all in support of this theme. I'm sure they had a relationship. I mean, the two, they're synonymous to each other.
And he struggled with his own body issues. You said that. I'd never heard that story before. He
lost 95 pounds in a year, and then he went on to write a book about it called The Lagerfeld Diet, the Karl Lagerfeld Diet, and released it in 2005. So mind you, that was 20 years ago now, but it's crazy. But he had completely inappropriate things to say about women. He had complete critiques.
Calling Heidi Klum heavy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Making outrageous claims that anorexia was not as dangerous as junk food and television, and that fashion is the healthiest motivation for losing weight. We also should have trigger warning for this conversation.
Right?
Apologies.
This whole thing. This is a trigger warning.
Yeah. He told a German magazine, Focus, in 2009 that no one wants to see curvy women. You've got fat mothers with their bags of chips sitting in front of the television saying thin models are ugly. The world of beautiful clothing is about dreams and illusions. He also disagreed with the Me Too movement and said he was fed up with it. He was also extremely racist. He made comments just
check all the boxes.
Go on.
Of a
completely misogynistic, racist, fat phobic, you name it.
So here he is, the theme of the Met Gala, which is very interesting to me.
So I'm wondering how this is going to go, because there have been certain pieces to this that like aren't lining up, like Vogue's Twitter department or something. Somebody's digital Twitter, the tweeting genre of people decided like they're not live tweeting the event because they don't agree with the theme.
Is anybody tweeting anything these days? To be fair.
Sorry, Elon.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm interested to see like who shows up in the carpet and who doesn't, because I think it's putting stars in a really tricky position because they don't want to necessarily support the themes, but he's also dead.
Yeah.
And like his work was still incredible.
I hope that people take it and flip it and do something on the other side of it.
That's what you were saying. You were like, I hope Lizzo shows up and is like basically naked.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Seriously,
and
though.
I'm wondering if these other designers will take that into consideration and being like, no, we've moved on. Like he's a legacy status, but like we've moved on from that.
Yeah, we're the opposite of that. Even if she has like a little skinny person pinned in or something ridiculous.
God.
And like, this is me.
I can see that happening.
You know, so I'm curious to see if people get creative with it or if this just kind of, not the best Met Gala ever because of that. I hope
I
people
think- but
elevate the fashion.
We say that
We'll
every
see.
we say that every year though, like this theme is gonna be, I don't know about it. And then there's some stars that kill it. Like the American whatever USA basically was the last theme. And there were people that did it really well, aka the Marilyn Monroe. And then there are
Mhm.
people that didn't. So I think it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be a mixed bag. People that like get it, and people that don't. I think you're gonna see a lot of vintage pieces, a lot of like old school Chanel, a lot of old school Fendi, a lot of people that are coming out in like archive stuff, which is gonna be tricky because can you do it like Kim Kardashian did it? Probably not.
Well, we will have to see, and you will hear all about it on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Get perky with us Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the First Shot Morning Show. Wednesday.
I know,
We
right?
break it all down Wednesday.
We promise we'll be here.
I'm so excited.
We mean it.
It's like my Christmas.
The First Shot Morning Show is produced by Lemonadio. When life gives you lemons, make radio. We encourage everyone to listen happier.com.